As we continue our sermon series in Galatians, Paul takes that story and we read these words in Galatians 4:21-31. Paul says this: "Tell me, you who want to be under the law, are you not aware of what the law says? For it is written that Abraham had two sons, one by the slave woman and the other by the free woman. His son by the slave woman was born according to the flesh, but his son by the free woman was born as a result of a divine promise. These things are being taken figuratively. The women represent two covenants. That's agreements that you make with somebody else. One agreement is from Mount Sinai and bears children who are to be slaves. This is Hagar. Now Hagar stands for Mount Sinai in Arabia and corresponds to the present city of Jerusalem because she is in slavery with her children. But the Jerusalem that is above is free, and she is our mother. For it is written, 'Be glad, barren woman, you who never bore a child. Shout for joy and cry aloud, you who were never in labour, because more are the children of the desolate woman than of her who has a husband.' Now you, brothers and sisters, like Isaac, are children of promise. At that time the son born according to the flesh persecuted the son born by the power of the Spirit. It is the same now. But what does Scripture say? Get rid of the slave woman and her son, for the slave woman's son will never share in the inheritance with the free woman's son. Therefore, brothers and sisters, we are not children of the slave woman, but of the free woman." This is a really complicated story, isn't it? That has some horrible tones to it of children who are not welcomed in. But Paul is taking the metaphor and he's saying, do you want to be captive by the law, or do you want to be free children of God? Spartacus was a historical character. He was a real historical person who was born in what is now called Bulgaria, and he was captured and he was enslaved and he was trained to be a gladiator. And then he led a massive revolution against the Roman Empire in 73 to 71 BC, just before Jesus was born. And then it was suppressed, and people were crucified along the road, 6,000 of them. Let's see a clip now from the 1960 film where Spartacus has been defeated. I had a T-shirt many years ago, light blue, and it had "I'm Spartacus" written on it. And I'd walk down Bexhill High Street and you get people looking at me thinking, that's a weird name for a young man, Spartacus. I love that bit of the film where they all stand up. The Roman emperor says, "Slaves you were and slaves you will be." And they have a choice in that moment. Are we going to live as slaves, held captive forever? Or will we have one more moment of freedom where we refuse to bow to the powers that want to control us? And they make that decision there. Every single one of them standing up saying, "I'm Spartacus." Paul says here, you can be children of the slave or you can be children of the free woman. It's really up to you. The slave is the Old Testament law. 613 rules that they were given to observe. 365 of them were things you shouldn't do, almost one for each single day of the year. Paul says, do you really want to live like that? In slavery, worrying that you're not good enough? Thinking that you're always going to get caught out, trying to reach a grade that you could never get. Let's be clear, the Bible in the Old Testament makes it really clear that you will never fulfill the law. The law is there to make you look for the one who is going to come from God to set everything right, which we believe is Jesus. So if you're trying to live by the law, Paul says you're never ever going to do it. It's just human effort that will tire you out, and you will end up being a grumpy Christian who doesn't enjoy life, because you just feel weighed down by the law. We're meant to be children of the free woman, Paul says. Heir not of human effort, but heir of the promise. A gift given from God. Have any of you given your dads a gift today for Father's Day? Yeah. And when you gave that gift to your dad, did he go, "No, I don't want that"? Or did he open it and say, "Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much"? He loved it, did he? Yeah, well done. Can you imagine if our dad said, "I don't want that present, get rid of it"? That's what we can be like with God when God gives us the free promise of love and forgiveness. If we go, "No, I'm going to try and do it by observing the law." We are not slaves. We are free children of God, completely loved by him. God's gift to us was Jesus. Jesus came and he lived the life we couldn't live. He died the death we should have died, and he rose again to show us that God absolutely adores us. Not slaves, but free people.